Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're watching this, welcome. My name is Julia. I'm the owner of Handmade Jewels on Instagram and Facebook. I think I need to change my intro because, yes, I still do have a Handmade Jewels account that I make animals on. I don't do it as much as I used to, so I don't think that it should be my title. I think I should be like, I'm a lover of yarn and all things knitting and crochet and other thready sewing crafts. But we'll have to think about that. Anyways, I'm glad you're here. Today I'm coming to you with a special extra video. This is a kind of a summary of my 2024 year. I'm going to share everything that I knit in 2024, as well as like my knitting wrapped, I guess, and some acquisitions and things that I want to do in 2025. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think, a long one. I wrote a lot of notes, I've got a lot of things to share, and I just want to jump right into it. So, I think we're gonna go in chronological order, and then I'll group them into categories and talk about different styles that I used more than others, and if I like them or not, and all that. So, we're gonna start with what I'm wearing, because that was the very first thing that I finished in 2024, even though I started it in 2023. So this was a long whip. This is I'm gonna stand up for you guys. I just have a hoodie on with it today. This is my Trinigan. Should back up a little more. There you go. I'll post a picture of it here as well. This is my Trinigan by Andrea Mowry. I started this in March of 2023. Did not finish it until January 2024. So it was a lingering whip for me. Took a very, very long time. It's mosaic knitting, color work all the way through. It covers my bum, so it's a long sweater, long cardigan. I thought it would go quickly because it was worsted weight, but when you're knitting two colors, you're slipping in between, and the rows are a lot shorter than they would be if you were just knitting the entire thing. So it took longer to see more progress, and it was just it took a while, and I lost the motivation because, you're excited about it at the beginning, you want to see how the color changes go and all that, but then it just you're I've seen this for almost a year and I'm done. I want it to be done so I can wear it, and the novelty wears off. So I really pushed through. January was my cleanup month, and I got it done and it felt so good. So yeah, now I have it to wear, and it's super warm and cozy. Like I said, it's a worsted weight and it's color work. So on the back I have floats all the way down. It's basically you knit two strands of worsted together. It's super heavy and warm, and it's a good throw over piece if you're cold. I've worn it to church with sleeveless jumpers. Yeah, I do find it a little hard to style. I'm really into hoodies, and my style is, I struggle a lot with it. And when I saw this, the color that she had knit the sample in, I just was immediately drawn to it. And Andrea Mowry has this magical way of I don't even know, pulling colors together and making you want to knit things. But I obviously didn't choose the color she did, and I like pink. I thought this collar was kind of neutral-ish, but it's actually very hard. Even with this black, I don't love it. It's like a burgundy kind of. So I guess it would look good with burgundy things. I've worn it with like burgundy pants before and a black shirt. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's very oversized. I honestly don't even know which month to wear it in, like which season it should be seen in. I feel like spring maybe? I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, I'm glad, I'm proud of myself for pushing through, getting it done, trying something new. I had never knit a cardigan before. I'd never knit like the collar. It was like a one that you add on at the end, so you pick up all like, I don't even know, 300 something stitches, knit the collar. It was bottom up, and we did like a 3-needle bind off. So I learned a lot of good skills from this cardigan. Yeah, and I'm proud of myself for getting it done, but I do say that I would say that I don't wear it as much as I hoped I would, and maybe that will change. I'm not sure, but it has been a whole year since I've had it, and I don't wear it a ton. That's all there is to say. But I'm gonna keep on knitting Andrea Mowry patterns because I currently am right now, and I have plans to knit more. So yeah, that's that for the Trinigan. That was my first official cast off of 2024. Then I finished the Say Anything hat. So I had been on a kick of making these hats. This is a Say Anything hat. Oh, I'll have to put the person who made the pattern right here because I don't remember. It's basically a hat pattern, and you can plug in any words you want. It has like the chart to make your own slogan or like whatever, and plug it into the hat, and it's just like a basic bottom up hat. This one that I made specifically, it was a dolphin's hat. It says, if you can see there, Miami Dolphins. The first 2 hats I made exactly to pattern, used the right number of stitches, it's a 1x1 rib, and then it folds up, and then you do the color work and then do the decreases. For this one, I changed it up a little bit. I wanted to try a double folded brim. So it's just plain stockinette. I did double this length down here, folded it up, and then continued to knit so that it gives you a bit of thickness. But I honestly don't like it. And it was an experiment, and I really wanted to see what it looked like. I hate knitting rib, and I was trying to find a way around it, but I don't love this at all. I feel like the words are way too high up, like you can't even see them when I'm wearing it on my head, and you can hardly read them. I don't know, guys. So it was kind of a flop, and I can't bring myself to rip it out, so I just keep it in a box and remember what I did. It's really unfortunate. And I do love the colors, like it's Miami Dolphins, super cool. They're not doing so hot this year, so I probably won't be cheering for them anytime soon. I'm a Bills Lions fan. Those are my like 2 top teams. I'm feeling very good this year. It's gonna be, I feel like they might be going to the Super Bowl together. Anything to not have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl would be just amazing. Anyways, yeah, I don't have much else to say about this other than it's in a box, and this wasn't really meant for me to wear it. I was going to give it to someone else, one of my cousins who is a Miami Dolphins fan, but I can't. I have to make a better one that is actually nice. Yeah, so that was a fun experiment that I also finished in January, and I was on I was busy in January. I feel like I did a lot of things. Next up, what I finished, my Grinch socks. So these were my Christmas socks that I cast on in December to work on. I like having something Christmassy to have just on the needles during the Christmas season. So these are my Grinch socks. This colorway is Merry Grinchmas by Long Dog Yarn, and the pink accent color is Cindy Lou Who. It's a really pretty speckled green, super Grinch green. I did the accent color on the top, which is really fun. I think I saw the Crazy Sock Lady do that and I really liked it. Pretty sure it was her. Anyways, yes. And I did like a 7x1 rib. So it was a different, yeah, just something different. Classic vanilla socks. I didn't follow a pattern. And I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. Standard toe decrease. Cuff down is the only way I go. So, yeah, finished these in January, started them in December. So that was another like cleanup project that I finished, which was awesome. I did wear these a lot this Christmas season. Watching the Grinch, wore them. So yeah, I love them. I love that they're not like your typical Christmas color sock, although I do need a classic pair. I have 0 like red and green Christmas socks, which is crazy. Anyways, that's besides the point. Yes, got those done in January as well. Moving on, I did another pair of socks. These were my Valentine's Day scrappy socks that I made for myself, and kind of, yeah, just wanted to use up some of the yarn that I had got in my advent from last year. I got the Polka Dot Creek speckled 12-day speckled advent, and it had a lot of pinks in it, and they were all so pretty, and I was inspired to make scrappy socks. So I grabbed a whole bunch of other scraps that I had in my scrappy bin, all the pinks and reds I could find. It was really fun trying to like see which ones look good together and put them all together. So these are really, really crazy and scrappy. Wants to zoom in on my head. So this one was from the advent for sure. I think actually that was the only one I used from the Polka Dot Creek advent, and then this top one and this one and this one were from the Fangirl Fibers Countdown to Midnight's Taylor Swift advent that I had got as well. So I used a few minis. I still have leftovers from those, but yeah, they were fun to make. And I did a heel flap and gusset for these, cuff down, classic toe decrease. Yeah, I feel like I knit these up pretty fast because I knit them 2 at a time on 2 separate needles. And it was just super fun to like add different colors and stuff. So I was like very motivated to finish them because I wanted to see what the next color was gonna look like and all that. So that was like start in February, finish in February. So that was a good one for me. And this year I can finally wear them for Valentine's Day. So that'll be awesome. And onto a big whip, FO actually now, that I started in January. Let's get it out here if I can. It's right behind the camera. And it is my sweater number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is a beautiful mock neck, raglan style, cozy, oversized, chunky sweater. So I love the raglan increase detail. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, this was knit out of, let me think, Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and I think the colorway was just cream, and mohair Knit Picks Aloft, which is just their standard mohair in the color white. So I held those together. It gave me like I think it was an Aran or a bulky weight. I'm not sure. I know the gauge was very big. You can see those stitches are huge, so big. And I started this in January. I finished it in April, so it took me 4 months. And honestly, that's like the fastest I've ever knit a sweater because the gauge was huge and the yarn was huge and the needles I used were giant. So that was awesome. Still a long time, but nice for me to get something done. And I wear this a lot, actually, guys. This is probably the most worn garment that I knit last year. And I think it's because it's a solid color, it's neutral, I can wear it with a lot of things. And we're in that cozy season now, so I wear this with the collar turned in like this because I don't have a very long neck and I knit this too long and it's top down. So I was like, I cannot rip this out. I don't know how, and I can't be bothered. So I just roll it down and it still looks really cute. But my mom can wear this with it up and it looks so good on her. I'm like, Mom, you should just take it because it looked good on her and the whole body fit her actually. So yeah, I just love this thick chunky rib at the bottom as well as it's on the sleeve cuffs here and at the top. Obviously the chunky big rib is like my thing. I love that. And it's so cozy and people don't think that I made this, which is amazing. And I love that. So that was like a super big win for 2024 for me. I got all that, or the Knitting for Olive from the Knitting Loft on sale. And I've never worked with it before and it was a dream. It was beautiful. So that's that for the sweater number 9. I'm referring to my notes that are sitting right here. Sorry, guys. Then, I don't know what happened in May and June, but I don't think I did much. Or maybe I started some things and never finished anything for a long time. But we're jumping into like finishing stuff in July. So, then I finished my electric boot socks. I love these. I'm obsessed with these. This yarn is from the Wool Baron. I had to think for a second. It's so beautiful. This colorway is called Electric Boots. The pink is just, it gives me life. The neons, they're so good. So good. And then it came with this bright neon yellow for the accent color. I did the same. Just started with that accent color right on the top to start off the sock and just went right into that 2x2 rib all the way down. Obviously didn't do it on the bottom of the foot. And this is another Fish Lips Kiss heel. So I am obsessed with these. I love them so much. They're so summery and fun. I like how my leg isn't super duper long. I'm into a shorter leg, like a shorter leg. I really like that. And I just love the color. I love these socks so much. Yeah, so I finished these in July, so that was like really fun. I was able to wear them with my Birks in the summer still. And I remember we had like just moved into our new house here, or we had been here for a couple months, and I took pictures of them outside on the back deck and it was just like, the sunset in our new house, my new socks. Yeah, anyways, yeah, those were really fun. And then in the summer still, I finished my Napa sweater, another big whip. So I think as soon as I finished the sweater number 9, I started the Napa sweater. So that's kind of what I do. I always have like one big project that I'm working on. I'm trying not to get too many of those at the same time because it's crazy and overwhelming. So this is the Napa sweater by Nicole Knits. She's Nicole Shia. Nicole Knits on Instagram. It's got these super beautiful Bobble sleeves. That's like the star of the show, obviously. And stockinette, 1x1 rib. This is knit bottom up. And this was the first time, well, other than the cardigan, that I had knit something bottom up, like a sweater. And I was like, I have no idea how this works, but I love the drop shoulder, love the bobbles. That took me forever, but it was worth it. And yeah, I just love it. So I used a cotton yarn for this. It's the Boho modern cotton, I believe that's what it's called. It's a worsted weight in the colorway Piper, and it's got serious drape, like a lot of drape. When I blocked it, the sleeves grew exponentially, which is kind of unfortunate because the sleeves are a little long now, and I'm like, sometime I'm gonna make them smaller because they're really big. Sometime I will actually be shortening them because I want it to be better. But the rest of it is perfect. The body is amazing. I love the drape. It's so good. So this was an awesome summer sweater for me, and I also wore this quite a bit, and very popular on the Instagram. They loved it. Everyone loved it. You can see there's a little thing hanging down because I know that I'm going to take those sleeves out sometime. I don't know when, but I will. I should really just weave that end in, but I won't. I know myself. Anyways, yeah, so I finished that in August, and that was probably, I probably started it April or May, after I cast off sweater number 9. So it's fun to also learn how to do a drop shoulder bottom up sweater. That was a great new, oh, and the knit bobbles. I had never done knit bobbles before, and I was scared, but it was great and it worked and it looks awesome. So super proud of myself for that one as well. Love that yarn. I love Boho. I've recently got into them for some reason, but anyways, that's a side tangent. Then I finished some vanilla socks for my brother for Christmas. I don't have them anymore, obviously, because I gave them to him. They were just, I wonder if I can post a picture here of them. If I have it, I will. They're vanilla socks, classic cuff down, heel flap and gusset. And I used the Peyton's Croy socks in the color Camo Colors. So yeah, finished those. That was awesome. I wanted to get a head start on my Christmas gift knits, and I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't have ever had anything for him if I didn't do that. Then I finished my Cumulus Tee by PetiteKnit. This was death. Can I just say, I love it so much now, but knitting this was pure terrible. I hated it, and I will never make one again. It was so slow, so long, fingering weight yarn on like 3.25 millimeter needles. I don't even know. It just took me forever, and it's a sea of stockinette after you're done. So it's top down raglan v-neck, then you're just knitting for days, and it's death. It was just, some people love that, but it got a little much for me, and I was like, I'm done. And so then I had to do the sleeves, just like a sweater, and I made them a lot shorter than the pattern called for, partly because my style, partly because I really didn't want to knit anymore. And I think I was running out of yarn as well. There were many things about it that I was just like, we're done. Thank goodness I did the I-cord around the collar before I did anything else. Like I changed up, did that, and I just, it was hard to finish this, but I'm so glad I got it done. I love this. It fits me perfectly, and I love the drape. I love that it feels like a store-bought shirt. It's awesome. Yeah, and the V isn't too low. Like, it looks really low, but it's actually not that bad when I wear it. And I'm not really into V-necks. I like really high things like I can bend over and not worry about anything. So yeah, like I said, this is raglan style, super nice. This is the Cumulus Tee by PetiteKnit. I don't think I mentioned that. Just like talking. This yarn is gloss. It's from Knit Picks. It's gloss fingering in the color Velveteen, which I don't think they have that color anymore. They do still have the gloss, I believe. And I had knit myself the Flutterbutt shorts in the previous summer, and I wanted to have a lounge set to wear in summer or anytime. That all goes together and is super cute. So yeah, now I have my Flutterbutt shorts. They're on my shelf over here, and a shirt to go with it. And I just love, yeah, I just love it. I love it so much. And I'll definitely get more wear out of it this year because I finished it in September, so it was already kind of getting to the cooler months, and I didn't have a huge, really good opportunity to wear that, especially like at the cottage and stuff. That was kind of my plan, to have the shorts and the shirt to wear at the cottage on days like that, like loungy days or whatever. Yeah, so I finished that in September. Then we made, I don't know what happened in October and December. Well, I got pregnant and then I wasn't feeling good. Didn't really feel like knitting, kind of lost it a little bit there. And I had started the framed sweater by Andrea Mowry, and that took up a lot of my time. So I feel like that was kind of the only big project I had going on at the time. Obviously, it's not even done now, so didn't have any FOs in those 2 months. But in December, I finished the World's Simplest Mittens. I don't have them anymore because I gifted them to my sister-in-law for Christmas. Post a picture of them here. This is the World's Simplest Mittens pattern by TinCanKnits, and I loved this pattern. It's a free pattern. You can use any yarn weight, any gauge. It has all the numbers you need. Plug her in, tells you what size needles you need, what size of glove you're making, mitten you're making. And it was super easy. It was simple. It was the world's simplest. So it's like a bottom up cuff, and then you do the increases for the thumb, you knit the body, and then do the decreases for your fingers, and then you go back and do the thumb, and it is just like a breeze. Like, it was so easy, and I will be making more mittens in my future. It's gonna happen for my child and me, for sure, 1000%. So that was really fun to knit those. I also finished in December my husband's, finally finished this. I didn't write when I started it. I started it a long time ago. This is the weekend hat by PetiteKnit. Yeah, I am obsessed with this hat. I think it's awesome, and he really likes it. He wears it. I don't love the style. He does not like hats that have that little poof at the top. He likes a really tight fitted hat, and he was super picky. Like, he was like, I want it to fold up, but I don't want it to fold up twice. And he didn't want it, obviously, with the poof. So I had some work to do, and he had a hat that he wears to work that he was like, I want it to be exactly like this. So I had that hat, which was good, and I could kind of measure it, like put it up against the hat that I was making and see if it was like kind of looking the same-ish. It's like a 1x1, but it's manufactured, obviously. It's like a machine-made one, but it gave me a good idea of what he wanted. And that hat is lined with fleece, but it looks like this on the outside. And he's like, can you put the fleece in it? I'm like, dude, I'm not that good. If you want a hat with fleece, you're just gonna have to go to Mountain Warehouse or Columbia and buy this hat again, you know? Or maybe I could figure it out. I'm sure I could. but I was like, we're drawing the line this time. I'm just trying the hat out. I've never made this pattern before. Anyways, so he's hilarious. But yeah, so I did a lot of modifications on this hat, obviously. PetiteKnit has like it's a double, I believe. And it's like way longer, and also it has like a little poof at the top. So I did shorten it quite a bit. And I guess that's the only thing I changed. And I didn't do like the pearl. I think she does like a pearl bump or something where you're supposed to fold it, but I did not do that because I heard from a few other people that made the pattern said they did not like the folds because sometimes you could see it and it wouldn't go directly on the pearls. So whatever, yeah. All in all, it was really good. I hate doing ribbing. So you're probably like, Julia, why the heck did you pick a 1x1 rib? It's what Brock wanted, guys. I had to do it. I had to push myself to get it done. And I really love it. I do want to make myself one now, but not now. We're gonna hold off on the 1x1 for a little bit, do something else for a while, and then go back and do that. But yeah, this yarn is from Sorella Yarn. It's the colorway Chestnut from her Cozy collection, which is like way a long time ago, like before she was big on Instagram. And it's a fingering weight that I held double. So you can see there's a little bit of, not color pooling, but you can see there's some spots where there's a lot lighter, like white showing. It's not a totally solid hat, which I kind of like. I don't know if Brock likes it. I think he was hoping for like pure solid. So I might be making him another one, but he wears it, he likes it. That's all that matters. So yeah, that was also finished in December for him. And the very last thing I finished in 2024 was my Advent socks from the Cozy Knitter, and they are not blocked, so they look terrible. But guys, I love these so much. They're so beautiful. And it was a joy to knit these every single day in the month of December. I really was like, I need to stay on schedule. If I get behind, it's over for me. Like it's over. There's no catching up. So I forced myself. This was like the first thing I did every single day before knitting anything else, like any of the other gift knits that I needed to get done, because I wanted to stay on track. And I managed to do it somehow. And like even getting to this point, like doing the heels, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do the heels and then the stripe of the day as well. And that's gonna put me behind. And I was so scared. But it was a day when I had an afternoon shift at work and it was not busy at all. And I crushed the fish lips kiss heel that night. Like I finished them. And then I think I was a day behind on the stripe. So the next day I had to knit 2 stripes, but I got back on track and I was like, let's go. I was so happy. Yeah, anyways, I just love the colors of these. I think they're so beautiful. Started cuff down, fish lips kiss heel like I just said, and I love the colors in the foot. They're super fun. She had a little tag to tell you where you were starting in the ball, and I love how it just goes back to, like you can see that the end here is gonna restart and go back to this raspberry color. I just think it's really fun. So cute. So I have a lot of this yarn left and it's in my stash now. Maybe I'll make another pair of socks. Maybe I'll make something else. I'm not sure, but yeah. I was hoping not to have any yarn left, but I didn't realize how much of it I had. It was, yeah, I don't know. It was a 120 gram ball, 120 grams, I believe, in 2 separate balls for this. So, and it goes through the stripes 2 times. So I could make another full pair if I wanted to, which is crazy. But I don't know what I'll do yet. We'll see. Anyways, yet to block these, but happy to have them done, and that felt really good, and it was awesome. So, yeah, that's the Cozy Knitter. I said that. Cozy Knitter 2024 Advent Socks. And that was my very last thing that I finished. I believe I finished it like right before New Year's. It was something like that. Yeah, but I did get them done, and that was awesome. Anyways, so that is everything I knit. Doesn't feel like a lot and to me, but maybe it is. I don't know, guys. Not as much as like, if you've ever seen those twins who knit on YouTube, they crank stuff out. And I don't know, I just feel like everyone's faster than me, but that's a-okay because I don't need to be like everyone else. I'm my own person, and that is a-okay. We're at 26 minutes plus the other video. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. I'm just gonna quickly go over some knitting wrapped stuff with you that I've just wanted to share because it's interesting. So I have, coming into 2025, I have 4 whips that I didn't finish. That's my frame sweater by Andrea Mowry, a pair of socks from the Colorwork Cuff Club in August that I started with Summerly Knits. I have another pair of socks, my 2023 Cheers to New Year's socks that I completely stopped working on last year because I just didn't want to be knitting New Year's socks. So I picked those up again. I've been working on those a little bit. And my granny square cardigan that you might remember from, I believe it was like the September podcast from last year. I was talking about that. I'll post a little picture of it here. Yeah, still haven't finished that. Plan on finishing it hopefully this coming summer. Not right now because I'm not into knitting, crocheting summer things when it's freezing and snowy outside. So those are the 4 whips I have coming into 2025 with me. And that's not including blankets. So I have my temperature blanket from 2022, still not done, guys. And my quilt granny square blanket, that is from my advents that I wanted to make. Still not sure what I'm doing with that yet. Yeah, but that is in a bag. All of it's together. Not sure what's going on with that yet. But those are not included in my whips coming into 2025 because they're blankets. Anyways, moving on. I had 5 items gifted, crochet and knit. So yeah, I shared some of the knit ones. I did a few other animals that I used to make for my business. I made some for my nieces, and yeah, so that was awesome. In 2025, I did a bunch of that, bunch of crocheting, and I had 12 in total, 12 FOs from 2024. 5 pairs of socks, 2 hats, and 4 garments. And in the sock category, I had 3 Fish Lips Kiss Heel style socks, and then 2 heel flapping gussets. And yeah, Fish Lips Kiss Heel was kind of my new thing in 2024. I had just learned it. I got the pattern. I was excited about it. I finally kind of have the rhythm of it. I do enjoy the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, like knitting it, but I find that the heel flapping gusset fits my foot better. So although I don't love working up a heel flapping gusset, it does definitely fit better, and I enjoy the sock more after if I do that style heel. And then in the hat category, they were both bottom up hats, nothing crazy, super easy, just getting into like the accessory realm. So nothing else to share about that. In the 4 garments, 2 of them were bottom up drop shoulder, and 2 of them were raglan style. So no yokes, circular yokes. The bottom up, like I said, was a new technique for me to learn this year. I love the drop shoulder. I find that the style on me is just, yeah, kind of how I am. I like the oversized look. Yeah, so that was interesting. And this one is, I'm kind of ashamed to share this with you. I have I have 7 full sweater quantities in my stash coming into 2025. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot of yarn that I need to use. And it's scary because I counted the first time. I was like, no, I have another one. I have another one in a box. And it's just like, I'm gonna forget that I have these and never knit them. And that's a lot of money. And it's things that I really was excited about, obviously, because I bought the yarn for them and was like, yeah, I love this. I'm definitely gonna knit it. And I still am definitely gonna knit it. So that takes me to my goals. We're gonna use up these sweater quantities in stash this year and not buy any more yarn because it's just overwhelming and I don't have space to store this stuff. So it just needs to happen. That's my number one goal. Get rid of the sweater quantities before I buy any more sweater quantities. So bad. Anyways, other goals. I really want to finish my temperature blanket from 2022. It's staring me right in the face right now. I'm in November. I have literally 1 month to go. I want to do a little border, call it a day. It's going to take me not that long. I just have to push myself to get it out again, focus on it, get it back in rotation. I want to get that done because I have plans to make more blankets in 2025. And I just don't want to have that in bag sitting in the corner anymore. I want to use it and say that it's done. So yes, that's a goal for sure. I also want to buy more local on sale. So buy more from local yarn stores on sale if it's possible, or budget friendly yarns. So from Knit Picks, Love Crafts, I love Knit Picks. It's my favorite. I feel like I'm already pretty good at this, but definitely waiting for sales and things like that just to keep the cost down. Yeah. But I won't be buying any more yarn for a while because I just said we're gonna use the yarn that I have and use it all before we buy more. Ugh, it's so bad. So bad. I watch podcasts and then I get inspired by these patterns. And then I buy yarn to make these patterns and just, yeah, anyways, it's a very bad problem. But that's okay. We're rocking and rolling. What else? Last goal, I want to knit one tiny tree stalk ornament every month of the year. So the tiny tree stalks pattern, I'll post a little picture over here, is by Summerly Knits. They're these adorable tiny socks and I am obsessed with them. I think they would make really cute ornaments or a garland. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, if I'm gonna give them away to each of my family members so they can each have a tiny sock on their present at Christmas to put on their tree, or if I'm gonna make a garland for myself, or both. I don't know yet. I have a lot of scrap yarn, too much. And I think it would be really fun to start early, get some things, Christmassy things done, and have them ready to use in December. I feel like that would be awesome. So we'll see if I actually hold true to that one. That one's a little iffy. If I actually want to do that, I have to get started on my January one. It won't take me long. They're just tiny, but yeah, just executing the goal. So yeah, love that. And one last thing before I let you guys go. Obviously you can go anytime. You can pause this and come back. That was silly. But anyways, some more concrete knitting plans for 2025. I do want to make a Boho rainbow bobble blanket for my baby coming in April. I'll post a picture over here, the one that I made. I made 2 actually before, and one was for my sister-in-law and the other one's for my cousin. And it's my time to have a rainbow bobble blanket. I'm obsessed with this pattern. I use I have it right here, the Lion Brand Hue and Me yarn for it. So I use a chunkier yarn than the pattern calls for. But these colors give me life. I love them. This is Arrowwood. Nope, this is Arrowwood, and this is Mustard. And I just love the Hue and Me 2 of 1s collab is like my favorite. As soon as it came out, I was obsessed with it. All the colors like work perfectly together. They're supposed to all look good together no matter what color you pick. So I'm planning the colors for my baby's blanket, for their nursery. We're doing like a sunshine, sun, moon, and stars and theme. So I feel like the rainbow will kind of go with it. And yeah, we obviously don't know what we're having, so it's gonna have to be a neutral blanket. But that is like in my near future. Mary Maxim has a sale right now on the Hue and Me yarn, so I feel like I might have to jump on that and grab some skeins for that. So that's like near future. Really want to do that. And I want to knit more socks using stash yarn. See all that sock yarn right there? Gotta use it up. Yeah, that's not a very detailed goal, knitting plan. And then I want to knit the Highland Slipover by Ozetta. I saw Hip Knit Hooray on YouTube wearing it, and I was obsessed. And then obviously I bought the yarn. So I have the yarn. I used my Christmas money to buy it. And that's like going to happen soon. Once I hopefully get the frame sweater done, that's gonna be cast on for a winter big garment knit. Yeah, Highland Slipover. And then the Teddy Pants by PetiteKnit is a little tiny overalls, kind of. Like it's like a onesie pants. I have the yarn for it as well. And I want to get those done before my baby comes. So those are a few things, a few more in detailed plans that I have for 2025 coming soon. That you'll probably see in the January or February podcast that I have coming out soon. So yeah, that's all I think I want to share with you guys today. That was a lot, but it was really fun to kind of go over everything and just see how the year went. And yeah, I love watching everybody else's what I knit in 2024 videos. So it's fun to make my own and just, yeah, recap on everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in a couple weeks for the January monthly podcast. And I hope you're all having a great day. Happy knitting.